Epic, they use Unreal obviously for Fortnite, and they have the mobile version and the the console versions. It all runs together, so
I just got to dig into it, but I'm thinking I'm liking the at least security via abstraction of not having someone just read my fucking code.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's ways you could like hide things, but I don't know. I wouldn't be that concerned about it, to be completely honest. Like, as soon as your shit's public, anyone can steal it. It's just the way of the world.
Yep.
People suck.
Yeah. One moment, my cat is trying to get my dinner.
You could eat the cat.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably eat you if you die, so
Yeah, it's fair play.
He's waiting for it, I'm sure.
It is 8:05 and we're still missing Johnny and Justin. What the hell? And Demo.
Yeah.
Anybody say they weren't coming tonight? I've been busy. I've been buried all day, so.
Yeah. I started rolling, so you guys are having a good chat, so.
Oh, great. We're opening up with talking about eating a cat. That's great.
Yeah. I don't see a cat, so.
Not yet.
I'm sorry, what about a cat? He's gone.
Robert said you could eat your cat if he eats your supper.
Yeah.
In the cat.
Yeah.
Seems fair. Hey, there's Justin.
Hey, man.
You're late.
Hey. We got to update Spatial Ape.
That's Wookiee, by the way.
All right, it's Wookiee.
Oh, okay. You're still just a pill for me. I don't know if you're going to stay like a box in pills, but that's what I'm looking at right now.
Just these hands.
Looks like he is still pills.
Yeah, he's having account issues, so he's going to be a DMAW 2 tonight.
They wouldn't let me log in to get a new number, but it would let me create a new account. So.
Huh. There's like 3 PJs too, unless.
Yep.
Did anyone else see that, or is it just me?
Yep, I'm recording.
Oh, those are like the cameras?
Dual vision here.
Nice.
I didn't see
every
the
angle.
It's kind of in the wall there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even see that one.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Star Trek when like the Borg are all like melted like together.
And anyone watching, and you guys don't mind the Sell Me Game Sweet Surrender stuff, they're going to be on the podcast tomorrow. So.
Nice.
Oh, nice. This is such a
Cool
beautiful
game.
fucking art style.
Yeah, I love that game. It's so fun. Looks
Oh,
good.
that's like the roguelike one, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Shooting
Roguelike
robots.
games. That might be like my next project. I already have like a prototype. I think I told you
Nice.
guys that like I started prototyping that before like
Yeah.
Samurai
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse. How's you guys' week been?
Busy as
Pretty
fuck. Super fucking busy.
Yeah, before I invited Wookiee to our like private chats, I'm like, buckle up, because these guys, once they start talking about something, they go, you guys always seem way busier than I am, and you guys make me feel better if I'm like feeling busy or stressed at work. I'm like, well, look at these guys go.
I've gotten some really nice feedback this week from another developer. One of my contractors actually. I found out he's actually the same age as I am, and we were talking about movies for some reason, and like he referenced like Iron Man 2 or some shit, and I was like, yeah, I've never seen that. He's like, fucking how? It came out like 11 years ago. I was like, I don't have time for movies. He was like, I don't have time for movies either these days. It came out like 11 years ago. Like, we would have been kids. I was like, yeah, but I started making shit when I was like 12. I've been working like this since I was 12, so I don't really know. Yeah, no. He was like, wow, that's impressive.
I made a
Or
lot of
sad,
stuff as a
depends on how
kid
you
too
look
because
at
my
it.
parents like didn't want to like buy me a bunch of video games, so it's like, well, let me just download this free engine. Then this will kill a lot of time.
Yeah.
You can't play games, but you can make them all day long. Probably smart.
I started skipping school in high school just to fucking build shit. It was fun.
Awesome.
I had like the CD. It said like 1,000 games, but when you get on it, it's actually like 1,000 like demos,
Yeah.
or like 500 like demos and 500 like freeware games.
Yep.
Good times. Windows 3.1.
Yep. Old shit. This week's been busy as shit though. It started out very sad, obviously, with us, losing one of our guinea pigs, but
Yeah. Poor Cinnamon.
Yeah.
yeah, poor Cinnamon.
I'd
She was
raise a
young
couple.
too. Like we didn't really expect her to go.
That's
That sucks.
She was only like 3 or 4 years old.
So I've never had guinea pig or anything like that. Like I've had cats and dogs and stuff. But how
Yeah.
long do guinea pigs normally stick around?
7 to 8 years.
Okay.
And 2 of ours are like coming up on 4 or 5. So 2 of the other ones.
Yeah.
And then 2 of the other ones are turning 4 this year.
How many do you
a
have?
bunch of them.
We have, with Cinnamon gone, we have 6.
Wow.
We just got the one Shiba. Our condos, like our HOA technically says we can only have 2. Like I keep telling them they'll never like enforce it, but my wife wants to get a hairless cat, and I'm like, dude, they look freaky as heck, but if we put
Yeah.
like a sweater on it so I don't have to look at its wrinkly body, I'll be okay with it.
Dude, I wanted the hairless guinea pigs. They look like fucking little hippopotamuses.
I've seen
Oh,
those.
yeah,
Those
yeah,
look kind of
yeah.
cute. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are cute. I know it's exactly what you're talking about.
They just have like little fur on their nose, and that's it. It's great.
Yeah.
little mustache.
But whereas, I think in Discord, our Discord, like for our friends and stuff, I think I sent a picture of a hairless cat that was like buckled into a seatbelt, like in a car, just sitting there letting it all hang out, and it was just like the most disturbing photo.
I don't know, it looks like ET or something. Like
Yeah.
Disturbing.
Well,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a hairless cat, but my wife won't have them because they're creepy to her. But I've had cats all my life, and I'm just cat hair everywhere. Like no matter how well you clean.
I'm lucky that my wife is allergic to cats and dogs, so I'll never have to deal with those.
I like our little dog. The cats, I mean, I guess they're all right. Like, but yeah, they just shed a lot. But the Siamese cats are kind of cool.
Cats
They're
are
I want a
disturbing to
Chihuahua,
me,
but
man.
my
They're-
wife
they're
thinks it'll
fucking
bark
mean.
a lot.
Yeah, they will.
I was like, we'll get a nice Chihuahua. We'll get like a Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas
Have they
are
bred
mean,
that-
man. Like by default, like my aunt used to have one, and every time my uncle would walk in the room, it would just start growling at him. It fucking
Yeah.
hated him.
The stereotype. There's not Chihuahuas too.
I don't know about that. If there are, I've never met one.
Now, way back
As soon as
when
he
we were
fucking
kids,
walks in the room, just it was awful. I hate it.
Tell me if I'm misremembering this, PJ. When we were kids, Mom and Dad had those friends of ours, the Danks or whatever. And didn't their
Yeah.
little Chihuahua like freak out, hit his head on a vase or a vase, and like drop dead?
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
man.
like he was his own
Spaz.
demise
How does
for
that
no
even
reason.
happen? It's like that Mummy movie where that guy's running because that bug's in his brain. He just headbutts the wall and falls over dead.
Maybe they'll be like Rocky, like. Yeah, I got switched over to URP. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
I also started putting together like a game world, like encyclopedia type things, or doing some game building. That thing, Johnny sent me actually helped with that.
So what? Well, before we get to that second part, because I don't even know what you just said, but how was the universal render pipeline helped, or how has it changed your workflow in comparison to whatever the fuck the other one is?
The standard one.
Yeah.
I don't know. The guy that's optimizing for the Quest just wanted it because he said there's like mobile URP or something. I don't know. He wanted it switched over. So I'm like, whatever, let's just do it. But after I ended up getting it switched over, like, I ended up getting, to get my shadows to look a lot better. So, I don't know. That's like a
Okay.
benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than that, I mean, it's just like, it's just more work. I mean, I think for me personally, but I guess there's probably some kind of advantage. I just don't know enough to know what it is.
I mean, like,
But
have
there
you
are- I know
noticed
some
a
special
performance
effects.
difference?
Yeah, it's supposedly better on performance, like a little bit, and there's also more effects you can have with it. I noticed too, a couple of my materials, like there was like needed to be 3 different, like, or a couple of my shaders, there's 3 different like variations of it. But on the URP, they're able to pack all those into one with like different on it. So
Oh, nice.
I'm sure whoever's writing the shaders, it's better and more versatile. I just, it's not my thing. But I did get my shadows looking better, which is nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really. So, what about the encyclopedia thing you were talking about?
Oh yeah. So it's like a Game World encyclopedia, for like the lore and stuff. So I started kind of like explaining like some of the characters and the different, like how the economy works and everything.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I didn't even see that. I must have missed that.
Oh no, I didn't post that for anyone. That's just for my internal thing. But
thought you
because I'm
said
getting ready to
something
bring
that
on
Johnny
like
posted.
writers, so.
No, okay.
Oh yeah. He posted something about that someone shared with him about like world building.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, so I read over it, and at first it looked really simple, but then when I started actually like look at the questions, it helped me answer some kind of things about my game. Because I was
Yeah.
because when I was talking to my other dev, we were like, we got to figure out why these like people or why the player wants to kill like these random guys walking around.
Oh, wait, this is
So-
like the 10 rules of like world development or something like that he posted?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay,
So when
yeah,
I
yeah.
started thinking about the economy, because first, who can use magic and the economy, that actually tied in because, like, I was like, the magic is all done by crafting things from these yokai. And, like, the only warriors can go out and harvest these yokai parts because, the animals are aggressive. So kind of the economy revolves around them going out, getting those parts and bringing them back. And then people with special skills will turn those into stuff. And then that way the common people can use like magic potions to make their regular life better. But, because this is such a like lucrative business, when you go out there, the other warriors who are hunting those yokai don't want you stepping on their territory. So that's why they're attacking you too. So I was
Makes
like,
sense,
all right,
yeah.
there we go. We got our story explanation right there.
So
Nice.
just because they have a sword isn't enough reason to attack them. I mean,
Is it there?
yeah. I mean, that's how I run my life.
I know how it's like Samurai Champloo. It's like, hey, you look strong, and I want to fight strong people, so let's go.
Yep.
uh,
So, do you think that's been helpful to kind of flesh things out and actually make you want to like do backstory and all that, or?
Yeah, it did actually, because I mean, I've been wanting to do the story. I mean, I still want to like hire someone to do most of it, but as far as just trying to come up with like an explanation for like the gameplay loop, even without like the details, like I was kind of struggling. And like when I looked at it and started thinking about those other like things that seem unrelated, like it ended up all like tying in. So I was like, oh, it kind of just like clicked. So it was pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because when you don't know why you're doing what you're doing in a game, sometimes like the gameplay loop, when that gets a little stale, not that an action game would get stale, but when somebody's played it for a couple weeks, they might get a little like, why am I here? What am I doing? What can I do with all this money I've accumulated?
Yeah, and I think that adds a little bit to the adventure too, even if it's not like a huge deep story, which hopefully will have like a good story. The other guy was talking about Disco Elysium and like Telltale games, how there's like, it tricks you, like it makes it seem like the story changes, but then it's still the same. And I'm like, we could do that if the writer wants to get real into it. I'm like, I mean, that stuff is cool. It's just not what I'm like super excited about doing. So if the rest of my team wants to like knock that out, I'm kind of just like, I just want enough to frame the action, like, a reason why I'm climbing up this hill and killing these guys and stuff. Like,
Gotta watch out too, because if you do the character choices and you have the illusion of choice, but it doesn't actually change anything, a lot of people been busted on the old Telltale games and stuff like that, because it's like, why give me 4 options if the next sentence is like the same thing?
I was about to tag you in a
what's
post,
cool
Johnny.
about them though? Oh, hey, Johnny's here.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
So,
I
Still
heard
missing
Telltale games.
I'll be Demo.
He's probably
This is
doing
Wookiee.
that.
Matches.
Oh, I was about to say, hey, who are you, new guy with the finger guns? Okay, no, Wookie. Hey, Wookie.
The website broke.
God. Okay, I see.
I'm playing Demo. Manga panels. Yarr.
Right.
There's almost could be like an aesthetic on the game if there's just like some kind of like stickers on the face, like
Right.
On me, or like
like what are the server bots in Mega Man Legends.
yeah.
Oh, for sure, right. Oh, that's funny.
I think it'd be hilarious if Demos stuck like this in his game somewhere, like on a billboard or something. Just this is what I think of Demo when I see Demo.
Oh man, that's good times. Oh man, good time.
It was funny because
Pretty good.
like when I was first prototyping my original like roguelike game, they kind of just had like no real theme except like there was kind of sub themes. I was thinking about making like a Unity themed room that just has like all the overused assets. It was gonna have like Robot Kyle, Unity Chan, and like the sky was just gonna be the default like sky.
Oh, I love that. relatable. Yeah.
Robert would get down in that room.
One of those stress rooms, breaking crap.
Right. With like a hammer that has an Unreal symbol on it. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's Unity. It'll break itself, you know. They break it every update anyway.
Grab the non-LTS hammer.
Right. Oh. You all were talking about Telltale Games when I came in?
Oh yeah, because we were talking about kind of story. Because I started putting together my game world encyclopedia Bible type thing,
That's cool.
and yeah, I don't know. I was saying like the other developer, he was wanting to do like this really crazy, like he wants to get really in depth with like the story, which is it's like I hired you to optimize, not to write story. But
Right.
he's like even if we had a writer, we should still figure out like that the plot you want to do. And he kept talking about Disco Elysium. I gotta try it now because he just pushed it so much.
Mhm.
And then, but yeah, he was saying like, they're like, you kind of make these decisions and it seems like it's affecting the story in big ways,
Right.
but it's really not. And then I was like, oh yeah, kind of like the Telltale games where,
Oh, fair.
you make this decision and like this character dies and it seems like that's a significant, thing later if that character, or if you save that character and he ends up there later,
Right.
it seems like it's a big story thing, but if that character died, then someone else will kind of just pop in and
Right.
take his place. So on your 1st playthrough, it seems like it's massively making a difference, but in the overall picture, it actually kind of just swoops back to the same spot anyways.
Mhm.
So true to life. I mean, that's how like my teens. Was the first
Right.
playthrough, and I'm like, none of this shit matters. Like, look at this.
Right.
Out of here, you'll be replaced.
True.
None of you are real.
Oh, that's good. Disco Elysium is kind of a high bar to try to compare narratively. They like wrote their story over 10 years. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like that's
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's what I was saying. Like for me, like the narrative, as long as it's enough to explain why like the
Right.
player's doing what they're doing, that's like all I
Right.
really care about.
right.
enough
motivation.
to give them some grindy quests here and there, and
Mhm.
enough to pad out the game. Like
Right. Right.
they keep it interesting.
It's such a fine line to walk because just again as a gamer playing, like I love story and content and all that, but if it's too much, it's like, all right, I'm just gonna hit the button.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying too. Like a lot of our dialogue, I want to say like
Mhm.
like I always talk about like I always want to say Oblivion, Skyrim, like in VR, like it's a great game, and like I wouldn't want them to like cut stuff out to make it in VR because you want the full
Right.
experience, but at the same time you're like, oh my god, can you like
Right.
finish talking? Like I want to go shoot stuff with a bow or
Right.
something. Like,
Right. That's how I felt about Biomutant. Like it was amazing how dense that game was. It was just
Yeah.
a lot.
I was noticing too, and I was playing like a lot of JRPGs. One of their flaws is that they give you so much story in the beginning, and you're like, "Oh my god, let me skip past this." And then by the time like you start playing, by the time you care about the story, you're like, "Wait, maybe I should have
Right.
read all that stuff." But like,
right.
in the beginning, you're not invested yet. You don't care about all that, so like, I think it does need to pace out. Get you in the action, get you interested in the game world, and then start like
Right.
spitting the story at you. Like, don't spit the story at the player before they even like care about it.
Right. I think that's kind of one of the brilliant things Nier Automata did, right? Like it gave you enough at the beginning, like, okay, I guess I care, and then like on the subsequent playthroughs, it's like, oh, I'm engaged, like I'm here for all of this, right?
I think that's
Mhm.
what Japanese folks are because there's a lot of growing up watching dubbed anime tapes. They leave the commercials in, and you just see like teenage kids to adults laying on their couch, like reading the PlayStation JRPG stuff. Like they're not really playing the
Right.
action; they're just like a soap opera to them. So I think that's why a lot of JRPGs are just like read for 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't have the attention span for that.
I don't mind the reading, but like I need the reading like at a point where like I'm already invested in it.
Right.
Or like put it as like a log. Like I was playing the Clive Barker game recently, Undying, and that has like these logs you can read. And I mean, they're great because it's made by Clive Barker. He's an author, so you know, like the logs are like the best part of that game. Or System Shock. Oh, that one has great like logs.
For sure.
I love that game. That's a good one too because it starts off the story just like, hey, you're a hacker and you hack this thing, and they're going like, hey, you know, you want these updates, and then you wake up and you're like, well, what the hell's going on? And then you find out a little at a time, like what the hell's going on.
That's
Better than like No Man's Sky because they touted. I mean, I love that game. They touted they're going to have like sci-fi writers writing chunks of these things.
right.
But so far, none of the story elements, like you're following some stuff, none of them makes any sense, and it's not intriguing.
Oh, I know. It almost seems like it's just randomly generated text that they're putting in
exactly
there.
what
I
it
think it
feels
may
like.
just be randomly generated text. They're like, oh, the sky is, you know, red. You're my friend. You know, I'm in another dimension. Let's meet somewhere. And then I'm like,
right.
okay, I guess where's the next place I fly to?
And you can write a script, take out half of 3 words, and put a bunch of dots in the static and brackets or something, and then they got like a mysterious signal.
Right. Oh man.
I think
I
a
know, it's
game
like I
with
spent all this time
randomly
learning all these
generated-
words just. Yeah.
Sorry,
I know, like
I
you
was
spend all
just
the time learning words, and then they don't even like say anything interesting after you learn like their language.
Right.
What? What? What did they say in Christmas Story? Be sure to drink your Ovaltine, right? Like,
Yeah.
And this one, like, it's just the buy and sell menu. Is what you're reading anyway.
I do
Interloper.
think a game with randomly generated text, like 100%, would be kind of fun. Like, just
it'd be interesting.
There's a
I
couple
don't know,
that
have you seen like what the AI like generates? It's not great.
Well, that's because it learns
Like
from the
with, like,
internet,
AR
and the
articles.
internet's full of like racist like assholes. So.
Yeah, a lot.
Fair.
I was looking at that, and there's like 2 games that have had like machine learning text. Like that's all it really is. Like the budget's all spent there, and you're like in a space capsule or something like that, or in a space station. And it was just like some people are like, when I played it, it was half, you know, coherent. Some of it breaks down, but like there's one, I forget the name of it. Girlfriend showed it to me. And it's just an online AI game. You just kind of pick a scenario, and it's like she was playing like an Oblivion version. Like you know, you're a demon and you're running around corrupting stuff. So these knights show up and you're just typing. It's just you type like, you know, offer them a drink, and it's like you offer them a cup of your own blood, and then they get correct. Like it's doing all that itself. And she's like, that's awesome. And I played it, and it was
That's
just
wild.
like hot pile of steaming crap. I'm like,
Right.
I was
You
so
ever play
excited.
that one game? I think it's called. Oh, what is it called? It's like the insult generator, but it has like deer.
Oh, I
Dear
love it.
Lord.
Oh, snaps. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, is that what it's called? It's not.
And like, yeah, like that's like the title. It's like, oh, snaps, and then like it like lists a error. or
Yeah, they have
something.
two. They have
Yeah.
the first one, and they have like the celebrity based one. That one's so
Right.
much fun. Like you like it has like these words you pop up. And you have to put them together to like make insults. But it's so funny the phrases you could pick. You could be like, "Oh, your mother still uses Windows Vista." Like, it's insults like that. Like,
That's a great insult.
Right.
For a certain audience, yeah.
I'm totally using that at work on Monday.
These things are fun to do. Like, I wanted to learn LUA scripting because I'd never used it. And in Warcraft, there was this old plugin, I think you used it too, PJ, called Dwarvenizer.
Yeah.
For anything you type, it would intercept it, and it would, you know, chop it up and make it sound like you were typing in Scottish. And I used to troll people with it all the time. It was really fun. And then nobody updated it. So I went through and just hacked it to pieces and updated it. And turned a big insult generator thing to it. Like, had all these conditions and, like, you know, 3-part sentences and all this stuff, and whether or not you were targeting the people or not. And it was like, you know, hopes this player gets the mange and all this stuff that I'd read in the